This is my 2012 MacBook Pro that I have had now for the past 2 months that I got for my birthday. In this video, we're going to go over the basic aspects of this 2012 MacBook Pro, including the most important features. So without further ado, let's get into it. Cue the intro card. As you see here, I am currently running the last supported Mac OS that this 2012 model can support. Now, version 10.15.7 Catalina does somewhat work in today's environment. As you see here at the memory, there is my 16 gig RAM, Intel Core i5. Now, I have an Intel i7, but that's only 8 gigs of RAM. So the original price was around $122. There was an additional $11 shipping charge. So in total, this cost me, this MacBook particularly, the final price was $150, close to around that price frame. I also had to confirm another thing, that this was a A1278 MacBook Pro model, which meant this is the mid-2012 model MacBook. And to prove that I have the magnetic charger, here it is. It's amazing to think when you look at both the size comparisons of both the Dell Inspiron 15 that I've been using since 2018. This is 15 inches. And yes, considering that I had to get the cheapest available with 16 gig RAM, this 2012 model is only 13 inches. So first up, to start this video, let's start off with the boot up test. This is my current Windows 11 machine, the 2018 Dell Inspiron, yes, it's 15 7000 gaming. The sticker literally says it right here. Currently running Windows 11. So I've had this computer now for almost 6 years. Wow. Dating back to April of 2018. Then we have the newest edition, the 2012 MacBook Pro. This is running Mac OS Catalina 10.15.7. I guess to give a fair start, let's begin with the MacBook starting up. 16 gigs of RAM. And now let's start up the Dell machine. It's already not a fair advantage. So let's see who boots up first. Let me just put the focus back. Do apologize. That's what happens when you try to use an Apple and an Apple device. iPhone 8, right guys? And it looks like at the moment, and I knew this was going to happen, normally this doesn't happen. I can already tell the Windows machine is starting to get a head start. And the Windows machine booted up first. The 2012 MacBook Pro is a loser. Right, let's wait for this to completely boot up. So in total, after accurately timing it, the 2012 MacBook Pro took 10 seconds extra. This machine right here, the Windows 11 2018 Dell computer, only 8 gigs of RAM, actually booted up a lot quicker. And I want to mention very quickly here that when I did this part off camera, the Windows 11 machine actually booted up to the OS a lot quicker than putting my password in on the 2012 MacBook Pro. So we're going to try a couple video tests here. First up, we're going to try a 1080p video, followed by a 4K video. Now, playing a 4K video on YouTube is pretty tough compared to the 2018 Dell Windows 11 machine. This has very limited specifications that can make it play 1080 videos, barely, but it plays it smooth. Now, 4K, not so much, as you're going to see here. Alright, so here we go. Here's a 1080 video. I do apologize. Sometimes this camera can be a little shoddy. There we go. So as you can see here, the 1080p video works very well on this 2012 MacBook Pro. Look how clear that is. Now you guys are perfectly seeing it. And I figured, you know, since this is a 2012 MacBook, and since this video did come out in 2013, it does feel perfect that the suitable things you could play on this computer would likely be Paramore from that time frame, or, I don't know, maybe the Hunger Games? Just saying. So right now I am attempting to play a 4K video. So let's see if this does work. And it does buffer, which is no surprise. Maybe it's because my internet speed isn't the best, or maybe because the hardware doesn't really support it. I mean, it's the best it can handle it right now, but this is 4K in my book. Definitely looks so realistic to me. So what we will do is downgrade the video to 1440. And see if that might make it look a little bit better and even load faster. And no surprise. So I guess it's probably just my internet. Now when I play a 4K video on my Dell, the fan gets super loud. Apparently with this MacBook Pro from 2012, it could somewhat, I guess, decently handle it. Maybe if I had the video offline, it could probably work. Alright, so we have confirmed that we have downloaded this video in 4K. I have a 4K video downloader ready to go on my MacBook here. So let's see what happens, because I have noticed there has been a little bit of lagging here. So I'm going to play the video on full screen. I know I'm going to get claimed for copyright. Alright, so it does work. Here's the most important question. I think we're having an issue here. The computer just stopped for a second. I wanted to fast forward to the part where the car breaks down. Yep. And mind you, this is a video from almost 30 years ago. Remastered in 4K from 1995. That's how old I almost am. Alright, so it just froze there for a second. But you get the idea that 4K is somewhat possible. I would recommend 1440 is the best thing you can crank this MacBook Pro up to, but hey, at least it worked. I'm going to get into the main reason why I did purchase this MacBook. This is the second part of the video test, besides trying out the 1080p and the 4K video. Let me move my iPhone 8 out of the way. You can't see it, but I'll put the light on in just a second. Yep, that's the reason why I purchased the MacBook. This specific model. This is the last ever MacBook that had a DVD player / CD player. Alright, so first up, we're going to try Lewis Capaldi. So let's put this here. We have a couple of things we're going to try here. We're going to try a CD, we're going to try a CD-R, we're going to try a DVD-R, a DVD-RW, and a plain DVD. So I'm going to try this experiment today. First, let's put in the first CD. Ooh. Made a little boo-boo there. See, that's the problem. I gotta be careful with that. Now, don't be alarmed about the sound, alright? That's normal. I'm trying to get used to that, guys. Ugh. So normally that does work, and iTunes should be loading. If it doesn't, then, yeah, see, there's the audio CD. Now, normally, iTunes should load. Alright, so let's see if the CD does come in. And if not, then I know how to play it directly, see? Oh, there we go. So normally this is what happens. So we're going to hit no. Because, you know, I want to have that come up. So let's see if the CD does play. Alright, so there we go. Now, the only negative is you got to shake out the CD each and every time. I know, because I'm not going to be showing it in the video, but you got to move the MacBook a little bit to the right. Otherwise, the CD or DVD will never come out. Next up, we're going to try Sabrina Carpenter. So let's see if my CDR works. Because I am keeping optimism that, you know, a lot of these files should play. Let's put a sign. I think it's coming up. Audio CD. Alright. So I guess there's only one way to see if it does work. Let's play track 9. Actually, no. There we go. Alright. So Sabrina Carpenter does in fact play. That is a big sigh of relief. Alright, so CD and CDRs do in fact play. Next up, we're going to try the Taylor Swift Eras Tour documentary. Now, I used that over there on my Windows machine. The Blu-ray DVD ripper, the burner, or whatever you want to call it. So, let's see if it goes in. Because we're going to try that disc first before I get into playing the main DVD and Blu-ray. So it should load. That's a good sign. Looks like it loaded. Hang on, something happened here. It just went right to QuickTime. Okay, that's a little bit weird. Can we go to title? Okay, well that's a little bit weird. Let's try playing it again. Alright, loading. Okay, I guess not. Okay. Well, guys, if we have that issue, then I know what to do. So, that's why I recommend downloading VLC Player. It really helps. So, we're going to open our VLC Player. And let's see if we can open disk. It should work. Let's disable DVD menus. Oh, okay, good. We can do that. Okay. So, let's see if it, I guess we can access that one. Okay. Okay, good. It works. It works. Okay, so Taylor Swift is playing. Let me just fast forward ahead. Yep, and Taylor, certainly you have arrived on my MacBook. So look at that. It does work, guys. That is a big sigh of relief because I was so worried I couldn't play this. So thank goodness, again, I have a plan B for these type of situations. So a DVD-R does work. Next up, we're going to try to see if my DVD recorder does work on here, my downstairs one. I finalized the disc. So this is a recent recording I took from ABC. It was the iHeartRadio Jingle Ball. So QuickTime doesn't want to decode it. That's why we have a plan B. Let's see if it loads. Should. Alright. It comes up. Alright, so it does work. The DVD-R was having an issue. Okay, so let's see if we can fast forward this. Yeah, the audio is having an issue, unless I'm going to make this louder. Yeah, see, if I wanted to make this a little louder, then it wouldn't be a problem, but VLC could definitely handle that one. So DVD-RW does in fact work. Now, the only thing that I'm wondering... Angle. I guess there's no way I can make this bigger unless I use VLC, but... yeah, there you have it. DVD-RW does work. Yes, so I had to reference the Hunger Games. So let's see if the first film made it on here. Yes, there's Catching Fire, Mockingjay Part 1, Mockingjay Part 2. Okay, so all the 4 discs are in here. It's like my first time actually putting one of these discs in, but might as well try it. And might as well have a 2010 decades film being played on this 2012 MacBook Pro. That's a good sign, guys. Well, interesting. We have a Twilight trailer being played, which I do want to get the Twilight series. It's actually pretty cheap online if you find it on Amazon. I want to see what happens if I can try to play the movie. Alright, so it does work. Lionsgate is loading.
The people rose up from the ashes.
What's this?
So it does definitely work. Very good.
How much?
Definitely worth my $150 so far.
Yours.
Yep, that's what I would say. So now, last but not least, can we play a Blu-ray? The answer is yes, but there is a catch. Like I mentioned earlier, you are going to need a spare Blu-ray player drive, which is USB accessible. Thankfully, the MacBook does have that. This is basically the same one that I use for my Windows machine. But yeah, I prefer to watch my DVDs on that screen, being honest. They come direct from the factory. It looks so great on my 15-inch screen. So, this is what you have to do on a Mac. In order to play a Blu-ray, what you need to do is load this tool. So we're going to launch the Liu Blu-ray player. Alright, and I'm going to see if my friend Samantha on this Blu-ray is here. So, yeah, I'm not even going to play that right now. So I don't know why it's not recognizing the disc. I'll have to figure that one out in a bit. So all I had to do was just change USB drives. So let's see if it opens it. Alright, that's a good sign. You can hear it playing in the background. And there we go. Looks like it's working. Guys, I am so happy. I can actually also watch Blu-rays on this. I can also rip the Blu-ray disc if I want to, which would be the more, preferred option. Yes. What I want to do is hit play. Actually, no, let's go down the chapter. That's not it, no. Okay, so that's very weird. I cannot seem to be playing this right now. But it does work, guys. Okay. So, okay, good. We can get to the main title. Let's see if it does load. It's a good sign. It's trying to do something. Main title is loading. And yes, okay. I'm just trying to see if I can find my friend Samantha on this disc. There she is! Look at that! Samantha is on my laptop, well, on my MacBook. There she is, guys. That's Samantha Ellison. She's the actress in this movie. Look at that. I am so happy my Blu-ray is playing. It's wonderful. Well, I want to talk about how I can watch your movie on my MacBook. There you have it. That was the media test. So what I want to do now is show you guys an example of the AirDrop working on this MacBook. Now, AirDrop is a very big feature on this computer. So I want to put a video up tomorrow, right? A separate video that you guys probably should have seen by now before I posted this video up. So I'm sending 3 files from my iPhone 8 to this MacBook. So we're now going to try it. And as you hear in the background, here are the 3 videos being sent to this computer. So it shows it right there, and it's going to show up in just a second the 3 videos that we just transferred. So now it'll come up in the Finder folder. So what we have to do is wait for downloads to come up, and look what comes up. We have our video. And I want to mention, the QuickTime is the native player for the MacBook. But also, I want to show you guys something that I have been fiddling around with this MacBook now for the past almost 2 months. You can get VLC Media Player, which is very useful for my sake. Now, I have tried with the Wine and the Wine Bottler. I'm probably going to remove those apps since I don't really need them. So, I do have iMovie right there, as you can see. iMessage works. Find My works. I've tried that as well. You have a Photos. The one thing I really like about Mac OS so far, one of my other favorite features, PDF files look so amazing on this thing. It's really been a bargain from my $150 that I have enjoyed so far. So, to wrap up this recording, as you see in the top right corner of your screen, that's how OBS is recording. So in order to stop the OBS recording, what I do here is hit this button and it will say stop recording. So in the next recording, I'm going to show you the video that I'm going to be editing on iMovie. Alright, so now I'm going to be editing the video here. Now, I have about in total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So yeah, I would say 7 clips in total that I filmed, counting the intro and the outro. So this is what I'm going to do. So, yeah, I'll have to go on the fly when I edit the video, but I can do like a custom, and it will tell me how much is the video file going to be. I probably want to end up going with lowest possible, so around 258 would be good. And we'll see how the video comes out when it's done. By the way, guys, I want to mention, look, we got 2-second fade to black and another 2-second fade to black. So I'm playing back the video, and to be honest, guys, it looks pretty good. You know, I downgraded it to around 200 and how many megabytes? Yeah, 258. Wow, guys, look at that. Mr. Texan looks very clear after I edited on this MacBook. It's amazing. I think the lighting may have been bad when I was using the Sangean CL100 for the video, but, hey, it's better than nothing, you know? I'm not complaining. In fact, let me make sure the last scene where I got WALK came in pretty well. Yeah, see, I got WAK the other clip. Let's go like the ending. I want to go to the ending. You see? Yeah, see, even the ending came out pretty well. So, let's just see if the fade in and out worked. So I know it did for the holiday video. Okay, there we go. Let's see. Alright, so it looked pretty good. The fade in the fade out looked good. Alright, so let's just play this clip.
There you have it. Everybody's gone back to regular format. Thank you for watching the video.
So look at that, guys. iMovie is in fact still usable on a 2012 MacBook Pro going into 2024. Look at that, guys. That's very cool. So now I'm editing a document right now on Pages. This is my daily New York City TV sports schedule. Now, a couple of things I have learned since I have owned this particular MacBook. Copying and pasting a certain file layout or a page layout here can be a bit complicated, but I have learned to use it. Now, let's say if I want to delete something, right? So what I would have to do would be to delete a whole row. I can do the control. Yes, what I have to do here is just hit this whole thing, right? This is what I wanted to try to do. So I can delete the whole column if I wanted to do that. Now, if I wanted to do delete row, I can do that. If I want to delete the whole row, I can do that as well if I want to. It could take a while, but you can delete column, and delete column, which can be pretty annoying if you don't know what you're doing. And believe me, I've had to figure out how to remove certain things, but it is definitely possible to delete it. So you can hit edit and then hit delete. Delete the whole thing if I really want to. That wouldn't basically mean hit that thing, right? Guess I can't. So I don't know why I cannot delete this whole thing, guys. I thought I could, but I guess it won't let me. So I have to figure out how to take care of this in just a bit. Alright, so I figured out how to do this. I figured it out. So what you need to do is when you're on the pages, you click on that, and then you hit the delete button on your keyboard. Simple. Now again, I can't copy and paste and format because then here's the problem. Then the table will look very bad. So if I want to add, let's say, something to the college football, which I have a bunch of bowl games we got to add here, so we can add those columns and then just type. It's pretty simple to figure out. I should have known how to do that, but hey, at least I figured it out. At least I went on Safari, and at least I took care of it from there. So now I'm going to get to work. Now we're going to do a gaming test. So I figured we're going to do two examples here. We're going to try Asphalt 8, and then we're going to try my Game Boy Advance emulator. See if that will work. Alright. I'm going to try to beat a time of 5 minutes. So I'm just going to see if this just works. Hopefully no lag. So we're going to get into full screen mode. Now there's a way to get out of full screen mode that I know pretty well. So I guess the full screen mode's not loading at the moment. So in theory, I guess you can't play full screen. I want to skip this. Let's see if this works. Oh, okay, good. So left arrow. This game is simple, guys. Woo! This is so cool, guys. We're at full speed. So cool that Asphalt 8's actually working. The problem is, again, I can't go into full screen mode, which does not help me. Oh, okay. Well, is there a way that I can get to miles per hour? Okay, good. I want to see like how fast I'm going in miles per hour. I don't go by kilometers. Wow. Oh! Got into a wreck. I mean, 16 gig RAM should definitely make this work. There's no question about that. But as you can see, guys, this game does work, which is very good. I'm very happy to see this game is working as smooth as you could ask it to move. So, let's see if I want to do this. Can I close out of this? I guess not. Okay, so there is a way to close out of it. So now we're going to try my Visual Boy Advanced emulator. I'll probably do a Nintendo 64 emulation test another time. But for this video, I just wanted to do 2 examples. So what I want to do is I want to open a Game Boy Advance ROM. So my Super Mario should be here somewhere. Yes, okay, it should be here. Yes, this should be it. Okay, I guess that's not it. Thought that was it. We'll find it. Okay, there should be a file. Yeah, somewhat that does work if you just load directly out of the zip file. So I want to see if I can open my save slate. There it is. Ooh, I guess that does not work. Ah, so I thought I did save something. But guys, I'm going to show you that this game does work. Okay, so the A and the B buttons do work. Oh, I'm going to die, I'm going to die, I'm going to die, I'm going to die. But guys, look, it does work. You want proof? It does work. Jump up here for a sec. Just do one more jump, because, you know, my hands are full. But there you go. I mean, look how smooth this gameplay is, guys. It's amazing. And the sound is good, too. Alright, so there you have it, guys. Just a quick overview of my 2012 mid MacBook Pro. Well, yeah, same thing. I mean, am I happy with it? I would say yeah. And there are a couple of negatives that I want to mention. If you go on Safari on some websites, it won't accurately load. The other negative that I do want to mention is the camera. You got to be very careful with the camera because your lighting may not be good in some instances. Thankfully, my 8-year-old cousin hasn't noticed that when I've been playing certain games with him on Facebook. The best part about this is, and I'll, mention with certain gaming apparatus is what we just did here. Big word I just had to use. One of the games that me and him like to play, it's a restaurant game on Facebook Games. And for whatever reason, it loads so slow on my big Dell laptop, right? But apparently, this loads it pretty smooth. And look, I mean, you got a calculator here. I mean, that helps. You got a calculator. Just for an example. I mean, the only negative, another negative is, I don't think there's a weather app. See, if there was a weather app, I would be happy. Let's see. So I can load Radar Omega. I just want to mention that. So Radar Omega will work if you want a radar app. That's another reason why I got this, was so that way I could have something light and portable to carry. This is so super light. I mean, to me, it feels light. I'm certainly happy with it. In fact, there's Radar Omega right there. And you got Keynote, you got Numbers, you got GarageBand. I even got DJ Pro, and mostly I just use this for Pages, and I mostly use it to get onto iMovie. And even Audacity works. So pretty much, I am definitely happy with my purchase. And, you know, if I want to do Boot Core Legacy Patcher in the future, again, I've tried it as an experiment when I first got this. But, you know, I was experimenting with the boot camp, and then something happened, and, you know, look, there's nothing I can do. I went back to the current Catalina, and I'm very happy with Catalina right now. I'm not complaining, you know, what I don't have. So, Siri works, but here's the catch. That really doesn't give you Siri itself, in one sense. It just, you ask it, and then it doesn't play back anything when you ask it a question. And I also want to mention, 3 tools on Mac is actually I4U. So I've been getting used to that as well. It's the same layout, but yeah. So, yep. That's what we're going to conclude. All right, and I do have Facebook Messenger, which is pretty awesome to have on this thing too. Now, you can download Twitter X, but I recommend using Safari or Chrome on Catalina 10.15.7. So, yeah, there you have it. My honest review of this MacBook I've had now for 2 months. Am I happy with it? Yes. But I still prefer to use my Microsoft machine for the screen size. I still prefer to use it for, yes, Microsoft Word. I can get it on the other machine, this one here, but I gotta pay a separate fee for that. Unless I want to, you know, get a separate Mac OS version, which down the line I might get the last 2 remaining ones that were available in 2008 or in 2011, if I can get the right DVD Mac ROM and just go from there. I will legally do that on eBay at some point, because there are pirated versions, but no, I'm not going to do that. If I have Pages, I'll just keep using Pages, and I'm very happy with it. I'm able to get stuff done. So, in fact, I want to show you guys something quickly before we wrap this up. I don't want to leave things on a cliffhanger, all right? So, the document I just did actually came out very good. I was able to convert the page file to this. Looks very good to me. I mean, came out very well. And you know what? I can't complain as long as my converter online works. So, yes, that will wrap up this video. Thank you for watching. And let me know what you think of my honest review. Do you think that, you know, suitable in today's computing world with 16 gig of RAM with these Intel machines? Oh, I want to mention, I also do have Discord on here. So Discord does work too. That's good. And also, let me know if you're still using one of these. If you have one of them, let me know, because I like to get your honest take on it, guys. So that's going to wrap up the video. Thank you for watching, and until the next one, please take care.